Be me, living in same shitty apartment for the past 6 years with broken AC and a landlord who ignores every maintenance request. Work is soul-crushing, same repetitive tasks every single day, boss who treats me like I'm invisible unless something goes wrong. Wake up at 6 a.m., get home at 7 p.m., eat microwaved garbage, watch Netflix until I pass out, repeat forever. Stopped caring about my appearance months ago, haven't had a haircut in 4 months, beard is getting scraggly. My only friends are my coworker Dave, who constantly complains about his wife, and my online gaming buddy, who I've never met in person. Mom calls every Sunday asking when I'm going to get my life together and find a nice girl. Thanks, Mom. Very helpful. Let me just pull a girlfriend out of my ass. Drinking has become a nightly thing. Not enough to be an alcoholic, but enough that I'm definitely developing a problem. Smoking a pack every 2 days, my lungs probably look like charcoal at this point. Been feeling this crushing weight on my chest for months, like I'm underwater and can't reach the surface. Apartment is a mess. Dishes piled in the sink, laundry everywhere. I stopped giving a damn about anything. One Saturday morning, I dragged myself to the grocery store because I've been eating cereal for 3 days straight, wearing sweatpants, old band t-shirt with holes in it, looking like absolute garbage. Wandering the aisles in a depressed haze, grabbing the cheapest versions of everything. Reach for a box of pasta and accidentally knock over an entire display of canned tomatoes, cans rolling everywhere, people staring at me like I'm a disaster. I just stand there frozen, contemplating if this is rock bottom or if there's further to fall. Suddenly someone's helping me pick up the cans. I look up, expecting an annoyed employee. It's a girl, late 20s, really pretty, with long, dark hair and these bright green eyes. She's smiling at me. Not the polite smile you give strangers, but a genuine warm smile. Nice job there. You really know how to make an entrance. Her voice sounds familiar, but I can't place it. We gather all the cans. She's making jokes about starting a tomato avalanche support group. I manage a weak laugh. First time I've genuinely smiled in weeks. She looks at me closer. Her eyes get really wide. Oh my God, Danny? Danny Martinez? Nobody's called me by my full name in years. I look at her confused, trying to figure out who this is. It's me, Emma. Emma Chen? We were neighbors when we were kids. Holy shit, Emma. My childhood best friend who moved away when we were 12. We used to play Pokemon together and build blanket forts. Emma? No way. What the hell are you doing here? I just moved back to town last month. My company transferred me here for work. She's looking at me with this excited expression while I'm standing there looking like a homeless person. We move our carts to the side and start catching up right there in the pasta aisle. She tells me she's been working in Portland for the past 8 years as a graphic designer. Just got a promotion that let her relocate. I always wondered what happened to you. I tried to find you on Facebook years ago, but couldn't. I don't mention that I deleted all the social media because seeing everyone else's happy lives made me feel worse. Yeah, I'm not really online much. Been busy with work and stuff. Lies. I've been busy with nothing except deteriorating slowly. She asks what I do, and I give the vaguest possible answer because I'm embarrassed. We exchange numbers, and she insists we should hang out sometime. I agree, even though part of me thinks I'll probably never text her. Drive home feeling weird, like someone just shook up my snow globe life. Spend the rest of the weekend thinking about Emma, how put together she looked, how happy she seemed. Feel even more pathetic about my own situation. Monday comes, work is extra terrible. My boss yells at me for something that wasn't even my fault. Come home to my depressing apartment, crack open a beer, light a cigarette, staring at Emma's number in my phone. Part of me wants to reach out. Part of me thinks she was just being polite and doesn't actually want to hang out with a loser. Before I can overthink it more, my phone buzzes. It's Emma texting me. Hey, I know this is random, but I'm trying a new ramen place downtown tomorrow. Want to come? My treat. I stare at the message for like 5 minutes. Every fiber of my being wants to say no, make an excuse, hide in my apartment. But something makes me type, sure, what time? She sends me the address and says 7 p.m. Spend the entire next day anxious about it, considering bailing like 15 times. Dave notices I'm distracted at work. You good, man? You look even more stressed than usual. I'm meeting up with an old friend tonight, and I don't know why I'm nervous about it. Is the friend hot? Dave, shut up. So she is hot, dude. You need this. You've been miserable for months. He's not wrong, but I don't want to admit it. Leave work early to go home and attempt to make myself presentable. Shower, trim my beard, find clothes that aren't completely wrinkled. Look in the mirror and still see a depressed mess, but at least I'm a clean depressed mess. Drive to the ramen place, almost turn around 3 times. Emma's already there when I arrive, sitting at a table by the window. She waves excitedly when she sees me. I sit down and suddenly realize I have no idea how to have a normal conversation anymore. You made it. I wasn't sure if you'd actually come. Why wouldn't I? I don't know. You seemed kind of hesitant yesterday. She's more perceptive than I gave her credit for. We order food and she starts telling me about her new apartment and her job. She's so animated when she talks. Using her hands, her whole face lights up. I realize I'm just nodding and not contributing much to the conversation. Sorry, I'm talking too much. Tell me about you. What have you been up to all these years? Panic mode activated. I give her the sanitized version, gloss over the depression and stagnation, make it sound like I've been doing fine. She listens intently, asks follow-up questions that I deflect. Do you still play video games? We used to spend hours on Pokemon. Yeah, sometimes, mostly online stuff now. That's so cool. What do you play? We end up talking about games for a while and I actually start to relax a little. She remembers weird specific details from our childhood, like how I used to refuse to evolve my Bulbasaur because I thought Venusaur looked stupid. You were so stubborn about that. You wouldn't listen to any logic. In my defense, Venusaur does look stupid. She laughs. It's a nice laugh, genuine and loud. Dinner goes by faster than I expected. Suddenly it's been 2 hours. This was really fun. We should do it again soon. I agree, actually meaning it this time. Walking to our car, she gives me a hug. Can't remember the last time someone hugged me besides my mom. It's brief, but I feel something crack in my chest. Drive home feeling confused, like someone turned on a light in a room that's been dark for years. Over the next few weeks, Emma keeps texting me, asking to hang out. We go to a movie, then to an arcade, then to a bookstore. She's slowly pulling me out of my apartment, and I'm too tired to resist. My coworker Dave notices I'm slightly less miserable. Dude, you're definitely banging her, right? Dave, we're just friends. Shut up. No way. Nobody just randomly reconnects with someone and hangs out this much unless there's something there. I insist it's purely platonic, but Dave gives me this knowing look that pisses me off. One evening, Emma invites me over to her place for dinner. Her apartment is nice, actually decorated, has plants that are alive, smells like candles instead of sadness. She's cooking pasta, like actual cooking, not microwaving. I didn't know you could cook. I learned in college. My roommate was Italian and taught me. We eat dinner and watch some dumb reality show, making fun of the contestants. This is the most normal I've felt in months. As I'm leaving, she stops me at the door. Hey, can I ask you something? Sure. Are you okay? Like, actually okay? The question catches me completely off guard. Yeah. Why? I don't know. You just seem kind of sad sometimes, like you're carrying something heavy. I want to lie, deflect, make a joke, but instead I just stand there. I'm fine, just been tired from work. She looks at me like she doesn't believe me, but doesn't push it. Okay, well, if you ever want to talk about anything, I'm here. Drive home feeling raw, like she just peeled back a layer I didn't know I had. Following week, Emma texts, asking if I want to go hiking on Saturday. I hate hiking, haven't exercised in years, but I agree because apparently I can't say no to her. Saturday morning, she picks me up at 8 a.m. looking way too energetic. Ready for some fresh air and nature? I'm ready to regret all my life choices. The hike is brutal. I'm out of breath after 10 minutes, sweating like crazy. Emma's walking ahead looking like she does this every day. Come on, slowpoke. The view at the top is worth it. I seriously consider faking an injury to turn back. Somehow I make it to the top without dying. The view is actually pretty incredible. Can see the whole city spread out below. We sit on a rock and Emma pulls out water bottles and granola bars. See? Wasn't that worth it? I'll let you know when my lungs stop burning. She laughs, and we sit there in comfortable silence for a while. Can I tell you something? She asks suddenly. Sure. When I moved away, I was really sad to leave you behind. You were my best friend. I'm surprised by the honesty. I cried for like a week after you left. My mom had to bribe me with Pokemon cards to cheer up. Really? I didn't know that. Yeah, I was a dramatic kid. You were a sweet kid, but I'm glad we reconnected. There's something in her voice that makes my chest tight. We hike back down. I'm slightly less dying than on the way up. Over the next month, Emma and I fall into this routine of hanging out multiple times a week. My apartment starts getting cleaner. I'm showering regularly, even got a haircut. Dave is convinced we're dating, even though I keep denying it. Bro, you literally smiled today. Smiled. You never smile. Maybe I'm just in a better mood. Yeah, because of her, just admit it. I refuse to admit anything because admitting it makes it real. One Friday, Emma asks if I want to go to a bar with her and some of her coworkers. Normally, I'd say no. Social situations with strangers are my nightmare. But I agree, because when do I ever say no to Emma at this point? The bar is crowded and diluted. Emma's coworkers are friendly, but I feel out of place. I end up drinking more than I planned, the alcohol making everything fuzzy. Emma notices and cuts me off after my fourth drink. Easy there, Tiger. Don't want you getting sick. I'm fine. I drink more than this at home anyway. The words come out before I can stop them. She looks concerned. What do you mean you drink more than this at home? Shit, I've revealed too much. Nothing. Just, couple beers after work sometimes. How often is sometimes? Emma, drop it. She looks hurt but backs off. The rest of the night is awkward. I'm mad at myself for being defensive. She drives me home because I'm too drunk, walks me to my door. My apartment is messier than usual. I didn't expect anyone to see it. Empty beer bottles on the coffee table, ashtray full of cigarette butts. General depression nest vibes. Emma looks around and I can see her connecting the dots. Danny, how long have you been living like this? Like what? Like this, the drinking, the smoking, this apartment. I don't want to have this conversation, especially not drunk. I'm fine, Emma. You don't need to worry about me. You're not fine. I can see you're not fine. Why do you even care? We haven't seen each other in like 15 years. The words come out harsher than I meant. She looks like I slapped her. I care because you're my friend, because I can see you're hurting and I want to help. I don't need help. I'm doing just fine on my own. Clearly. She leaves and I immediately regret everything. Spend the weekend feeling like absolute garbage, both from the hangover and the guilt. Text Emma multiple apologies. She doesn't respond. By Monday, I'm convinced I've ruined everything. At work, Dave asks why I look even more miserable than usual. I messed up with Emma, said some stuff I shouldn't have. What did you say? I explained the whole situation. Dude, she clearly cares about you. Why are you pushing her away? Because I don't deserve someone caring about me, okay? I'm a mess. I'm barely functional. I'm the last person who should be anyone's friend. Dave looks at me seriously. Man, you need to talk to someone, like a professional someone. This isn't healthy. He's probably right, but I'm too stubborn to admit it. Tuesday evening, Emma finally texts me. Can we talk? I immediately call her. She picks up on the second ring. Hey. Long, awkward pause. I'm sorry for what I said. I was drunk and defensive and I didn't mean it. I know. I'm sorry too for pushing. I just worry about you. I know, and I appreciate it. Really. Another pause. Can I come over? I think we need to have an actual conversation. My apartment is still a mess, but I say yes anyway. She arrives 20 minutes later with Chinese takeout. Figured we could both use some comfort food. We eat in relative silence, the tension slowly dissipating. After we finish, she turns to me. I'm going to be honest with you, and I need you to be honest with me. I nod. I think you're depressed, like clinically depressed, and I think you need help. I want to deny it, but I'm so tired of pretending. Yeah, probably. How long have you felt like this? I don't know, years? It just got progressively worse. She moves closer on the couch. Why didn't you tell me? Because it's embarrassing. Because I didn't want you to see me as broken. Because I barely know how to talk about it myself. She takes my hand. It's warm. You're not broken. You're struggling. There's a difference. Something in me cracks, and suddenly I'm crying. Not just tearing up, but full-on sobbing. Months of pent-up everything pouring out. Emma pulls me into a hug, and I cry into her shoulder like a child. Thank you. Thank you for saving me. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't come back into my life. She holds me tighter. You're going to be okay, I promise. We'll figure this out together. I cry until I have nothing left. She doesn't let go the entire time. When I finally calm down, I feel exhausted but lighter somehow. I'm sorry for being a mess. Stop apologizing for having feelings. We spend the rest of the night talking, really talking. I tell her everything. The loneliness, the feeling of being stuck, the drinking, all of it. She listens without judgment, just present and understanding. I want to help you, but you have to want to help yourself too. I do. I'm just scared. That's okay. Being scared is normal. But you don't have to do this alone. She stays until midnight, making sure I'm okay before leaving. Text me tomorrow, promise? I promise. After she leaves, I sit on my couch feeling strange. For the first time in years, I feel like maybe things could get better. My face when my childhood friend came back into my life right when I needed someone most and actually gave a damn about whether I lived or died. Be me. It's been 2 weeks since my breakdown in front of Emma, and surprisingly, I haven't scared her away. She's been texting me every morning with motivational quotes and stupid memes. It's corny, but it helps. She convinced me to see a therapist. First appointment is next week, and I'm terrified, but also kind of relieved. Been trying to cut back on drinking, down from every night to maybe 3 times a week. Cigarettes are harder to quit. I'm at a pack every 3 days instead of 2, which is progress, I guess. Emma started inviting me to do random activities. Last week was a pottery class that I was terrible at. Made the ugliest bowl in existence. Emma said it had character. My coworker Dave is shocked by the transformation. Dude, you look like you actually slept for once. Been trying to fix my sleep schedule. Is this because of the girl? Her name is Emma, and yes, she's been helping me get my shit together. Dave gets this smug expression. So you admit she's important to you? Dave, I swear to God. He laughs and drops it, but I catch him smiling. Things at work are still soul-crushing, but somehow more bearable. Having something to look forward to after makes a difference. Friday evening, Emma texts asking if I want to help her paint her living room. Show up with coffee, and she's already moved all the furniture, wearing overalls covered in paint stains. Ready to get messy? We spend hours painting, making jokes, listening to music from our childhood. Somehow we end up in a paint fight. I flick paint at her and she retaliates by smearing it on my face. We're both laughing like idiots, covered in sage green paint. This is going to take forever to clean up. Worth it though, look how good the walls look. The walls are half painted and streaky. Emma, these look terrible. Shut up, they have character. We order pizza and sit on her paint-covered floor, eating straight from the box. You know what I realized? She says between bites. What? I miss this, having someone to do stupid things with. You have coworkers and friends. It's not the same, they're nice, but I can't be completely myself around them. And you can with me? Yeah, I don't have to pretend with you. I can just exist. Something warm spreads in my chest hearing that. I feel the same way. You're like the only person who doesn't make me feel exhausted. She smiles. There's paint in her hair. We finish the room over the next few hours. It actually looks decent once we stop messing around. She walks me to my car at midnight. We're both covered in paint and tired. Thanks for helping today. I couldn't have done it without you. Anytime. I had fun. She hugs me and I realize these hugs are becoming my favorite part of seeing her. Drive home feeling content. My apartment doesn't feel as depressing when I walk in. Monday comes and it's my first therapy appointment. I'm anxious as hell, sitting in the waiting room bouncing my leg. Emma texted me good luck this morning with a bunch of encouraging emojis. The therapist is a woman in her 50s named Dr. Roberts. She seems kind. Talking about my problems to a stranger is weird, but somehow easier than I expected. She doesn't judge, just listens and asks questions that make me think. By the end of the session, I feel drained but good. I want you to keep a mood journal. Write down your feelings every day. I agree, even though the idea of journaling seems pointless. Leave the office feeling like I did something right for once. Text Emma that it went well. She responds immediately with celebration emojis. Over the next month, therapy becomes routine, talking about childhood stuff, current stuff, all the stuff. Dr. Roberts asks about Emma a lot. She seems very important to you. She is. She's probably the reason I'm even here right now. Do you have romantic feelings for her? The question makes me freeze. I don't know, maybe. I'm too messed up to think about that. You don't have to be perfect to deserve love. I think about that for the rest of the week. Do I have feelings for Emma beyond friendship? Every time we hang out, I notice little things. The way she laughs at her own jokes, how she always makes sure I'm included in conversations. The thought of risking our friendship by admitting feelings terrifies me. Emma and I start having weekly movie nights, alternating who picks. She picks romantic comedies that make me groan. I pick horror movies that make her hide her face. During a particularly scary scene, she grabs my arm and doesn't let go. I'm very aware of how close she is, how she smells like vanilla and something floral. The movie ends and she's still holding my arm. That was terrifying. Why do you like these? Because they're not real. Real life is scarier. She looks at me with this soft expression. Is real life still scary for you? Less scary than before. You make it easier. She leans her head on my shoulder and we sit like that for a while. My heart is racing and I'm trying to play it cool. Dave notices I'm distracted at work the next day. You're thinking about her, aren't you? Am I that obvious? Dude, you've been staring at your phone smiling like an idiot for the past hour. She sent me a meme. Must be some meme. When are you going to ask her out? Dave, it's complicated. No, it's not. You like her. She obviously likes you. Just do something about it. What if I ruin everything? What if you don't and you end up happy? He has a point, but I'm still terrified. That weekend, Emma invites me to a friend's birthday party. I'm not great at parties, but I go anyway. The party is at someone's house, music too loud, too many people. Emma introduces me to everyone, her hand on my back, guiding me through the crowd. I meet her work friends. They're nice, but clearly checking me out, probably wondering who I am. One girl named Sarah pulls Emma aside and I overhear them talking. Is that your boyfriend? He's cute. No, we're just friends. Emma, come on. The way you look at him is not just friends. I pretend I didn't hear that and go get a drink, non-alcoholic this time. Emma finds me on the patio later. You okay? I know parties aren't your thing. I'm good. Your friends are nice. They liked you. Sarah said you seem sweet. I don't mention that I heard their conversation. We end up sitting on the patio talking while the party continues inside. Can I ask you something? She says nervously. Sure. Do you ever think about what would have happened if I never moved away? Weird question, but I consider it. Probably would have stayed best friends through high school, maybe gone to the same college. Do you think we would have ended up together? My brain short circuits. I don't know, maybe. Why are you asking? She looks at her drink. Just curious. I used to have a crush on you when we were kids. Wait, what? You had a crush on me? Yeah, I was like 11 and thought you were the coolest person ever. I cried extra hard when we moved because of that. I'm processing this information like a computer loading. I had no idea. Of course you didn't. You were oblivious. Am I still oblivious? The question hangs in the air. She looks at me and there's something in her eyes. Sometimes. Before I can respond, someone calls her inside for cake. The moment is gone, but my mind is racing. Drive home that night, replaying the conversation over and over. Did she just tell me she used to like me, or does she currently like me? Text Dave even though it's 2 a.m. I think Emma likes me. He responds immediately. No shit. Everyone knows. Do something about it. Easier said than done, Dave. Spend the next week being weird around Emma, overthinking everything. She notices, obviously. Are you okay? You've been acting strange. I'm fine, just in my head about stuff. Want to talk about it? Not yet. I need to figure out what I'm feeling first. Therapy session that week, Dr. Roberts asks about Emma again. Have you talked to her about your feelings? She told me she used to have a crush on me when we were kids. And how did that make you feel? Confused? Happy? Terrified? Why terrified? Because what if I mess this up? She's the best thing that's happened to me in years. I can't lose her. You're assuming the worst outcome? What about the best outcome? I think about waking up next to Emma, calling her my girlfriend, actually being happy. The best outcome seems too good to be true. Why don't you deserve good things? Damn it, Dr. Roberts. Always with the hard questions. I realize I've been self-sabotaging because I don't think I deserve happiness. Decide I need to do something before I lose my nerve. Spend 3 days planning what to say, how to say it, where to say it. Finally text Emma, asking if she wants to go to our spot, the hiking trail, where we had our first real conversation. She agrees. We meet Saturday morning. The hike up is less painful than the first time. I've been exercising more. We reach the top and sit on our usual rock. So what did you want to talk about? She asks. My carefully planned speech evaporates from my brain. I've been thinking about what you said at the party. About having a crush on you when we were kids. I probably shouldn't have said that. It was weird. No, it wasn't weird. It was actually really nice to know. She looks at me confused. The thing is, I've been realizing stuff lately about how I feel about you. My heart is pounding so hard I think I might die. What kind of stuff? Stuff like how you're the first person I think about in the morning, how your texts make my entire day better, how I'm terrified of losing you. Her eyes are wide. Stuff like how I look forward to movie nights more than anything else in my week, how I started taking care of myself because I wanted to be better for you. I'm rambling now, but can't stop. The point is, I think I'm in love with you, Emma. I might have been falling in love with you this entire time, and I was too scared and messed up to realize it. There's a long silence, longest silence of my life. She's staring at me and I can't read her expression. I'm about to backtrack and say forget it when she kisses me. It's soft and sweet and everything I didn't know I needed. When she pulls back, she's smiling. I was wondering when you'd figure it out. Wait, you knew? Of course I knew. I've been dropping hints for months. I told you I was oblivious. She laughs and kisses me again. We sit there for a while just holding each other, the city spread out below us. So what now? I ask. Now we date like normal people and see where this goes. I've never really done the normal relationship thing. Good thing I'm patient. We hike back down holding hands. It feels natural, like we've been doing it forever. The next few months are the happiest I've been in years. Emma and I fall into a routine, sleepovers, cooking together, meeting each other's friends. Dave is insufferably smug about being right. Told you so, you two are disgustingly cute together. Shut up, Dave. My mom cries happy tears when I tell her I have a girlfriend. She wants to meet Emma immediately. The meeting goes well. My mom loves her, obviously. Everyone loves Emma. Therapy is helping. I'm on medication now, feeling more stable. Quit smoking completely. Emma was so proud she cried. Still working the same job, but it doesn't feel as soul-crushing when I have something good waiting at home. We talk about moving in together, maybe getting a dog, actual future plans. I catch myself smiling randomly throughout the day. 6 months into dating, Emma plans an elaborate birthday surprise for me. She takes me to an escape room, then dinner at my favorite restaurant, then a concert. You didn't have to do all this. I wanted to. You deserve to be celebrated. At the concert, she holds my hand and sings along off-key, and I think this is what happiness feels like. Life isn't perfect. I still have bad days, but Emma makes them bearable. Sometimes I think about how close I was to giving up before she came back. How different everything could have been if she hadn't knocked over those tomato cans. We're lying in bed one night, her head on my chest. What are you thinking about? How lucky I am. How you saved my life. You saved your own life. I just reminded you that you were worth saving. I kiss her forehead. Same thing. Fall asleep feeling grateful for the first time in years. Wake up next to her and think this is real. This is my life now. Emma has a work trip the following week, going to be gone for 5 days. We've been together 10 months at this point, haven't spent more than 2 days apart. I'm going to miss you so much. It's only 5 days, you'll survive. She's right, but I'm still sad about it. While she's gone, I focus on work, hang out with Dave, try to stay busy. We text constantly, video calls every night. 3rd day of her trip, I start feeling off, can't quite explain it. There's this tightness in my chest that won't go away. Figure it's just anxiety from missing Emma. 4th day, the tightness gets worse. Start coughing more than usual. Probably just a cold, I've been stressed. Emma comes back and immediately notices something's wrong. You look pale, are you feeling okay? Just tired, missed you though. She makes me soup and we spend the weekend catching up. The cough doesn't go away. If anything, it gets worse. Start coughing up stuff that looks concerning, but I ignore it. Emma insists I go to the doctor after 2 weeks of the cough, not improving. It's probably just bronchitis, I'll be fine. Please just go get it checked out. For me? Fine, I'll go to shut her up. Doctor listens to my lungs, looks concerned. I'm going to order a chest x-ray. There's some sounds I don't like. Suddenly I'm nervous. X-ray shows something on my lungs. Doctor orders more tests. CT scan, biopsy, blood work, the whole deal. Emma comes with me to every appointment, holding my hand in waiting rooms. I'm sure it's nothing serious. I nod, but something feels wrong. 2 weeks later, we're sitting in an oncologist's office. An oncologist, that's not a good sign. The doctor is professional but sympathetic. I'm very sorry to tell you this, but the biopsy came back positive for lung cancer. The words don't feel real. Emma grabs my hand so tight it hurts. It's stage 3. It's spread to nearby lymph nodes. I'm staring at the doctor, but not really processing anything. We'll start you on chemotherapy immediately. There's also radiation as an option. Emma is asking questions, taking notes, being practical while I'm floating somewhere above my body. We leave the office and sit in the car in silence. This isn't real. This can't be real. Emma is crying. We'll get through this. We'll fight this together. I nod, but something in me knows. Telling my mom is the hardest thing I've ever done. She breaks down completely. My dad has to take the phone. Dave cries at work when I tell him. Has to take the rest of the day off. Everyone is being so optimistic, but I can see the fear in their eyes. Chemo starts, and it's exactly as terrible as everyone says. I'm sick constantly. Lose my hair, lose weight, barely have energy to exist. Emma takes time off work to take care of me. You don't have to do this. I don't want you to see me like this. Shut up. I'm not going anywhere. She holds my hair back when I throw up, helps me shower when I'm too weak, sleeps in hospital chairs during my treatments. Some days are better than others. On good days, we watch movies and pretend everything is normal. On bad days, I can barely keep my eyes open, and Emma just sits with me. The treatment isn't working as well as hoped. Cancer is aggressive. 6 months of chemo and radiation. I'm exhausted in ways I didn't know possible. Scans show the tumors are shrinking, but slowly, too slowly. Doctor mentions clinical trials, more aggressive treatments. I can see Emma grasping at straws. 1 year after diagnosis, I'm so tired. Tired of being sick, tired of hospitals, tired of seeing Emma cry when she thinks I'm asleep. We're at home, I'm lying on the couch, and she's reading to me. Emma, we need to talk. She puts the book down, looking worried. What's wrong? I want to stop treatment. Her face goes white. What? No, we can't give up. There's still options. I'm not giving up. I'm just tired of fighting. She's shaking her head, tears streaming down. Please don't say that. Please keep trying. I take her hand. I've had the happiest 2 years of my life because of you. I don't want to spend what time I have left being sick. But if you stop treatment, you'll... She can't say it. I know, but I'll be present for however long I have left. Not in a hospital feeling like death. We both cry, holding each other. Doctor supports my decision, mentions hospice care, making me comfortable. Emma is trying to be supportive, but I can see it's destroying her. My mom flies in to visit. We have all these conversations we should have had years ago. Dave visits, brings me comic books, and talks about the dumb drama at work like nothing's changed. Emma never leaves my side. We make the most of every day. Some days we just lie in bed and talk about everything and nothing. Do you remember when we were kids and said we'd be friends forever? Yeah, we were so dramatic. We did make it forever, though, in a way. She kisses my forehead. In every way that matters. I get weaker, sleeping more, eating less. Emma reads to me constantly, my favorite books, articles, random stuff. One night I wake up and she's asleep in the chair next to the bed holding my hand. I watch her and feel grateful despite everything. I love you, Emma. Thank you for everything. She stirs and opens her eyes. I love you too, so much. You made my life worth living. You know that, right? She's crying again. You made mine worth living too. I drift back to sleep. The end comes quietly a few weeks later. Emma is there, holding me, telling me it's okay to let go. My last thought is how lucky I was to be loved by her. That feeling when you spent most of your life thinking you'd die alone and miserable, but instead, you got to die loved and at peace because someone decided you were worth saving. Be me. 3 months after stopping treatment. Been living at Emma's place because she refused to let me stay alone. Converted her spare bedroom into basically a hospital room, but she tries to make it cozy with fairy lights and my favorite posters. Hospice nurse comes by 3 times a week to check on me, adjust medications, make sure I'm comfortable. Her name is Patricia. She's nice. Doesn't treat me like I'm already dead, which I appreciate. Emma works from home now. Set up her laptop in my room so she can be near me. I tell her she doesn't have to, but she insists. Where else would I rather be? Literally anywhere but watching your boyfriend deteriorate. Don't say that. Some days are better than others. Today is an okay day. Okay enough that I'm sitting up eating actual food instead of just broth. Emma made pancakes. They taste like cardboard, but I eat them because she tried. These are great. You're a terrible liar. I can see your face. Okay, they're a little dry, but I appreciate the effort. She laughs. God, I love her laugh. My mom calls. She's been calling every day. We talk for an hour about nothing important. She tells me about her garden, the neighbor's cat, mundane life stuff. It's nice, pretending everything is normal. Your father says hello. He's too emotional to talk right now. My dad's not good with feelings. I get it. Tell him I love him. I will. We're coming to visit next week. After we hang up, Emma brings in my medication, a ridiculous amount of pills. Time for your horse pills. I've lost so much weight that swallowing is getting harder. She helps me with each one, patient as hell. You're too good to me. Impossible. There's no such thing as too good to you. Afternoon is rough. Pain breaks through the medication. Emma calls Patricia, who comes over and adjusts my dosage. This should help. Call me if it gets worse. I drift in and out, Emma's hand in mine the whole time. When I wake up, it's evening. She's reading beside me. What are you reading? That sci-fi book you recommended. It's actually really good. Told you. She reads me chapters until I fall asleep again. Next day, Dave visits, brings me the new Marvel movie on Blu-ray. Thought we could have a movie day like old times. Emma sets everything up, makes popcorn that I can't really eat, but whatever. Dave talks through the entire movie making jokes. I'm barely paying attention, but it feels normal. Remember when we saw the first Iron Man in theaters and you said the MCU would never work? In my defense, who could have predicted this? Everyone, literally everyone. Emma's laughing at our banter, taking pictures of us on her phone. After the movie, Dave pulls Emma aside. I can hear them talking in the kitchen. How are you holding up? I'm okay, just taking it day by day. Emma, you're allowed to not be okay. If I'm not okay, then I can't take care of him, so I have to be okay. I feel guilty for putting her through this. Week later, my parents visit. Mom brings enough food to feed an army. I know you can't eat much, but I wanted to bring your favorites just in case. She's trying not to cry, failing miserably. My dad just hugs me, doesn't say anything, doesn't need to. We spend the afternoon looking at old photo albums. Look how small you were. You were such a chubby baby. There's pictures of me and Emma as kids. I forgot she was in our family albums. We were friends for such a short time, but Mom kept all these pictures. I always liked Emma. I was sad when she moved away. Emma's looking at the photos with this bittersweet expression. I wish we'd stayed in touch. We wasted so much time. But we found each other again. That's what matters. Nighttime, my parents stay in a hotel nearby. Emma and I are alone. Your parents are sweet. They're trying really hard not to fall apart. Everyone is, including you. She looks at me with wet eyes. I'm terrified of losing you. Every day I wake up scared this is the last time. I pull her close as much as my weak body allows. I'm scared too, but I'm also grateful. I gotta spend my last chapter with you. We hold each other and cry. Following weeks, I'm getting noticeably weaker. Sleeping most of the day, barely eating. Everything hurts despite the drugs. Emma's there constantly talking to me even when I can't respond. She tells me about her day, reads news articles, plays music. One afternoon I wake up to her singing. She has a terrible voice, but I love it. What are you singing? That song from our childhood, remember? We used to sing it on the playground. I don't remember, but I smile anyway. She climbs into bed next to me carefully. Is this okay? Am I hurting you? It's perfect. We lie there, her head on my chest, listening to my heartbeat. I wish we had more time. Me too, but I'm grateful for the time we did have. 2 years wasn't enough. Would any amount of time be enough? She thinks about it. No, probably not. Patricia tells Emma that it's getting close, maybe days or weeks. Emma calls everyone to let them know. My parents come back. Dave visits every day after work. My mom sits with me reading the Bible. I'm not religious, but it comforts her, so I let her. My dad tells me stories about when I was a kid, embarrassing stuff that makes everyone laugh. Dave brings me gaming magazines and talks about new releases I'll never play. Emma never leaves. She set up a cot in my room. Emma, go sleep in your actual bed. Not a chance. I'm too tired to argue. One night I wake up gasping, can't catch my breath. Emma's there immediately calling Patricia. It's okay, I'm here. Just breathe. Patricia arrives and increases my oxygen, gives me something for the panic. Better? I nod, exhausted from the effort of breathing. Emma holds my hand all night. Days blur together. I'm conscious less and less. When I'm awake, Emma's always there. Hey, sleepyhead. How long was I out? Just a few hours. Do you want water? I nod. She helps me drink through a straw. Your mom and Dave are in the living room. Want to see them? In a minute. Just want to look at you first. She smiles through tears. I must look terrible right now. You look beautiful. She does, even with dark circles and messy hair. My mom comes in, sits on the other side of the bed. How are you feeling, sweetie? Tired. Understatement of the century. She talks about family stuff, who's doing what, keeping things light. Dave pops his head in. Hey man, you up for visitors? I wave him in. He sits at the foot of the bed looking uncomfortable. So, new intern started at work. Total disaster. Reminded me of you on your first day. Thanks, Dave. No problem. You were awful. Knocked over an entire file cabinet. Emma's laughing. It's good to hear. Everyone's trying so hard to be normal. That night, Emma and I are alone again. Can I tell you something? Anything. I'm not scared anymore. I was for a long time, but now I'm just ready. She's crying silently. I'm not ready. I'll never be ready to lose you. I know. I'm sorry. Don't apologize for dying. That's not fair to either of us. She's right, but I don't know what else to say. Thank you, Emma, for everything, for coming back into my life, for loving me, for making me want to live. You don't have to thank me for loving you. That was the easy part. We talk for hours about everything, our childhood, our relationship, what she'll do after. I want you to be happy, Emma. Find someone else eventually. Don't be alone. I can't think about that right now. Promise me you'll try. You deserve to be loved. I am loved by you. You know what I mean. She doesn't promise, but she nods. Tell her where all my important documents are, passwords, what I want for my funeral. I want it to be small, just family and close friends. No religious stuff. Okay. And I want you to read something, anything you want. Tell them who I was. I will. We fall asleep holding hands. Next morning, I barely wake up. Emma's voice sounds far away. Patricia is there checking my vitals. His breathing is very shallow. It won't be long now. Emma climbs into bed with me one last time. I'm here. I'm not leaving. I try to squeeze her hand, not sure if I manage it. My mom is crying somewhere nearby. Dave's voice saying something I can't make out. But mostly it's Emma, her voice anchoring me. It's okay to let go. I'll be okay eventually. We'll all be okay. She's lying, but I appreciate it. I love you so much. Thank you for being mine. Everything's getting fuzzy. Sounds are muffled. But I feel her. She's still holding me. I'll never forget you. I'll never stop loving you. I want to tell her I love her too, but I can't form words. Hope she knows anyway. The pain is gone, just warmth and Emma's voice. She's singing that song again. The one from childhood. It's peaceful. Everything fades to soft, then to nothing. My last conscious thought is that I was lucky. Lucky to be loved, lucky to matter to someone, lucky that Emma Chen knocked over those tomato cans. And then I'm gone. My parents are holding each other, sobbing. Dave's outside on the phone calling people. Patricia is doing whatever nurses do after someone dies, professional and quiet. But Emma doesn't move, stays in bed holding me for hours. I'm so sorry I couldn't save you this time. My mom finally convinces her to get up. They take my body away and Emma breaks down completely. The funeral is small like I wanted. Emma reads a letter she wrote, barely gets through it. She talks about the tomato cans, our friendship, falling in love, all of it. He was the best person I ever knew. He just didn't know it himself. I'm grateful for every second we had. Even though it wasn't enough, it was everything. She's crying so hard she can't continue. Dave comes up and finishes reading for her. They bury me under a tree in a cemetery on a hill. Emma puts a Pokemon card in my casket, Bulbasaur. For old times. Everyone leaves eventually, but Emma stays, sits by my grave until it gets dark. I don't know how to do this without you. Nobody answers, obviously. But I'll try because you asked me to, because you'd be annoying about it if I didn't. She traces my name on the headstone. I love you, Danny Martinez. I'll love you forever. Finally leaves as the sun sets. My face when I spent my whole life thinking I was worthless, until Emma showed me I wasn't, and then I died anyway, leaving her alone. That feeling when your childhood friend saved you from yourself, but you couldn't save yourself from cancer. And now she has to figure out how to live without you. Be me, Emma Chen, sitting in my apartment that feels way too empty now. It's been 3 months since Danny died, and everything still feels wrong. His stuff is still here, his toothbrush in the bathroom, his hoodie's in my closet, can't bring myself to move any of it. My coworkers keep asking if I'm okay. I keep lying and saying yes. Therapy helps, but only marginally. My therapist says grief takes time. I want to fast forward through this part. Been thinking a lot about how we got here, how everything happened. It started so randomly, that day at the grocery store. I had just moved back to town, didn't know anyone, was feeling lonely. Then I knocked over those stupid tomato cans and there he was. Danny looked so different from the kid I remembered. Older, obviously, but also sad somehow. The way he looked at me when he realized who I was, like I was a ghost. I knew immediately something was wrong, call it intuition or just recognizing pain in someone else. We exchanged numbers and I was genuinely excited to reconnect. But then I noticed things. The way he deflected personal questions, how he always looked tired. His apartment that first time I saw it, the beer bottles and cigarettes, the general aura of someone who'd given up. I wanted to help but didn't know how, so I just kept showing up. Invited him places, texted him constantly, refused to let him isolate. My friends thought I was crazy for putting so much energy into someone I barely knew anymore. Emma, you just moved here. Focus on making new friends, not fixing old ones. But I couldn't explain it to them, this pull I felt toward Danny. Like I was meant to find him right then, at that exact moment. Watching him slowly come back to life over those first few months was incredible. He started smiling more, taking care of himself, actually engaging with the world. I fell in love with him somewhere in there, probably way before I admitted it to myself. The way he listened when I talked, really listened, like every word mattered. How he remembered tiny details I mentioned once in passing. His stupid sense of humor that caught me off guard constantly. I was terrified though, terrified of ruining our friendship, terrified he didn't feel the same way. That night at the bar when he got drunk and I saw his apartment, my heart broke. Realized he was in way deeper than I thought, the depression was severe. Wanted to shake him and tell him he mattered, that he was worth loving. When he pushed me away, I almost gave up, almost decided it was too much. But something in me couldn't let go. I'd already lost him once when I moved away as a kid. The universe gave us a second chance and I wasn't going to waste it. When he finally broke down in front of me, crying into my shoulder, I knew this was different. He needed me, and I needed to be needed by him. Telling him I loved him on that hiking trail was the scariest thing I'd ever done. But the way he looked at me after, like I'd given him permission to be happy, made it worth it. Our relationship was perfect. Not perfect like movies, but perfect for us. He was still dealing with his mental health, had bad days, but he was trying. I watched him become the person he was meant to be. Confident, funny, present. We talked about future plans constantly. Maybe getting married, adopting a dog, growing old together. I let myself believe we had time. Then the cough started and everything fell apart. I knew something was wrong before the diagnosis, could feel it. Sitting in that oncologist's office, hearing the words lung cancer felt surreal. I wanted to scream at the universe, this wasn't fair, we just found each other. Danny was so calm about it. Too calm, like he expected something terrible to happen. I became obsessive about treatment options, research, clinical trials, anything that could save him. Watching chemotherapy destroy him was torture. He lost his hair, his weight, his energy, but never his personality. Even when he was throwing up or barely conscious, he'd make jokes. At least I don't have to worry about bad hair days anymore. I wanted to laugh and cry simultaneously most days. My entire life became doctor appointments and medication schedules and trying to stay positive. My job gave me unlimited leave, my friends brought food, my family called constantly. But it was just me and Danny in the hard moments, the 3 a.m. panic attacks, the pain that broke through medication. When he told me he wanted to stop treatment, I was furious. Felt like he was giving up, abandoning me, choosing to die. We fought about it for days until I realized it wasn't my choice to make. His body, his life, his decision. The hospice months were the hardest and most beautiful times simultaneously. We said everything that needed to be said, no conversations left unfinished. He told me daily that he loved me, that I saved him, that he was grateful. I told him the same, meant every word. Watching him get weaker was unbearable. Each day he was a little less there. Stopped being able to walk, then eat solid food, then eventually barely stay conscious. I slept in his room every night, woke up checking if he was still breathing. The night before he died, we talked for hours about everything. He made me promise I'd be happy eventually, find love again, live my life. I couldn't promise honestly, but I nodded to give him peace. Holding him as he died was the worst and best thing I ever did. Worst because I was losing him, best because he wasn't alone. His breathing got slower and slower until it just stopped. I stayed in bed with him for hours after, couldn't let go. His mom finally pulled me away. I was sobbing so hard I couldn't stand. The funeral was beautiful in a devastating way. Everyone shared stories about Danny, how he impacted their lives. I barely remember what I said, just that I wanted everyone to know he mattered. After everyone left, I stayed at his grave talking to him. Felt stupid but also necessary, had things I needed to say. Going back to my empty apartment that night was surreal. All his stuff everywhere, his smell still on the pillows, but he's gone. The first few weeks were a blur. I barely functioned. Friends came over constantly, made sure I ate, forced me to shower. My mom flew in and stayed for 2 weeks, just sat with me while I cried. Slowly, I started picking up pieces, going back to work, pretending to be okay. People treat me differently now, like I'm fragile. I hate it. Dave texts me weekly checking in. He's dealing with his own grief, but makes time for me. Danny's parents call me on Sundays. We talk about him, cry together. His mom says I was the best thing that ever happened to him. I want to believe her, but mostly I feel guilty. Guilty I couldn't save him. Guilty that I'm still here, and he's not. My therapist says survivor's guilt is normal. Doesn't make it easier. Been going through our photos constantly, videos on my phone, text conversations. Documented everything without realizing I was creating memories to survive on. There's a video of him singing badly in my kitchen while cooking. I watch it on repeat some nights, his voice making everything hurt less temporarily. Today I'm going through some of his things. His mom asked me to pack up what I want to keep. Found a journal he kept during his therapy. Didn't know he wrote in it. Debate reading it. Feels like invasion of privacy, but he's gone. So does it matter? Open it to a random page from 2 years ago, right after we started dating. Emma makes me feel like I'm worth something, like my existence matters to someone. I didn't think I'd ever feel this way. Close the journal and sob. There's pages and pages of entries about us, about his feelings, his fears. Read through the entire thing in one sitting. The last entry is from a week before he died. I'm scared of leaving Emma alone. She says she'll be okay, but I don't believe her. I want to stay with her forever, but time isn't on our side. If there's an afterlife, I hope I can watch over her, make sure she's happy. I'm crying so hard I can barely see the word. He worried about me even when he was dying. That's so Danny. Decide to keep the journal. Maybe someday I'll be able to read it without breaking down. Pack up his clothes, his books, his ridiculous Pokemon card collection. Bulbasaur cards everywhere. He never grew out of that phase. Smile through tears, remembering how serious he was about it. His friend Dave helps me box everything up. He really loved you, talked about you constantly at work. I loved him too, still do. I know, everyone knew, you guys were disgustingly in love. We laugh, remembering Danny's obliviousness when we first reconnected. He had no idea I was flirting with him for months. Classic Danny, smartest dumb person I ever met. Miss him so much it physically hurts. Been trying to follow through on my promise to be happy, eventually. Started going to a grief support group, met other people who lost partners. Hearing their stories helps, knowing I'm not alone in this. One woman lost her husband to cancer too, been 3 years for her. Does it get easier? Not easier, just different. You learn to carry it. That makes sense somehow. Started painting again, something I stopped doing years ago. Paint Danny from memory, the way he looked when we first reconnected. The way he looked when he told me he loved me. The way he looked in our last days together. My apartment becomes a gallery of him. My friends worry it's unhealthy. My therapist says it's part of processing. Don't care either way. I need to do this. 6 months after Danny died, I visit his grave on what would have been his birthday. Bring flowers and that ridiculous Bulbasaur plushie he loved. Sit on the grass and talk to him. I'm trying, Danny. Trying to be okay like I promised. Some days are better than others. Your mom's doing all right, still cries when we talk about you, but she's strong. Dave got promoted. He says it should have been you who got it. I met someone at the support group. Don't worry, not like that, just a friend who understands. Update him on everything happening in the world he's missing. I still love you. I'll always love you. You were my person. Stay there until sunset, same as the day we buried him. Driving home, I think about the butterfly effect, how one moment changed everything. If I hadn't moved back to town, if I hadn't gone to that grocery store that exact day, if I hadn't knocked over those tomato cans, we never would have reconnected. Danny might have given up. But we did reconnect, and I gave him 2 years of happiness. He gave me a love story that was beautiful despite the ending. Taught me that saving someone isn't about fixing them, it's about showing them they're worth saving. Some nights I dream about him. We're kids again playing Pokemon. He's showing me his Bulbasaur card excitedly. Emma, look, it's holographic. I wake up smiling for a second before remembering. Grief is weird like that. Moments of joy inside the pain. Year after Danny died, I'm doing better. Not okay, but better. Started dating someone new, feeling guilty about it, but Danny would want this. She's nice, understanding about my past, doesn't try to replace Danny. We take things slow. I'm not ready for serious yet. My apartment has less of Danny's stuff visible now, packed away but not gone. Kept his favorite hoodie, wear it when I miss him. Still visit his grave monthly, bringing updates and flowers. His parents and I have dinner sometimes, sharing stories. His mom shows me baby photos I've never seen. He was always a sensitive boy, felt things deeply. Looking at young Danny, I see the man I fell in love with. The sensitivity never left, just got buried under depression. Grateful I got to know both versions of him. My friend from support group asks how I knew Danny was the one. Think about it for a while. He made me feel like coming home, like I'd been searching for something and finally found it. Even now that he's gone, especially now that he's gone, I know what real love feels like. She nods understanding. 2 years after Danny died, I'm at the grocery store. Walk past the pasta aisle, see the tomato can display, smile thinking about that day, how everything started with destruction. Young couple knocks over some cans, frantically picking them up. Offer to help, they look embarrassed. Don't worry, this is actually how I met my boyfriend. Well, ex-boyfriend. It's complicated. They laugh, I laugh, it feels good. Driving home, I think about Danny constantly. Wonder what he'd think of my life now, if he'd be proud. Think he would be, he always wanted me to be happy. My new girlfriend is at my apartment when I get back. She's looking at photos of Danny and me on my bookshelf. You two looked really happy. We were, he was special. I'm not trying to replace him, I hope you know that. I do, and Danny wouldn't want you to. He'd want me to let new people in. We hug, and I feel okay for the first time in years. That night I write in my own journal, something my therapist suggested. Dear Danny, it's been 2 years. I'm surviving, sometimes even thriving. You'd be proud. I found love again. She's different from you, but good for me. I think about you every day, what you'd say about current events, what jokes you'd make. Thank you for loving me when you could barely love yourself. Thank you for letting me love you. I hope wherever you are, you're at peace. I'm going to be okay. We're all going to be okay. I love you. I'll always love you, but I'm learning to love other people too. That's what you wanted, right? Close the journal and look at his photo on my nightstand. He's smiling in it, genuinely happy, from our hiking trip where he confessed his feelings. Good night, Danny. Eventually I'll stop saying goodnight to his photo. Eventually I'll stop wearing his hoodie when I'm sad. Eventually the pain will fade to a dull ache instead of sharp agony. But I'll never forget him, never forget what we had. He saved me as much as I saved him. My life is divided into before Danny and after Danny. Before Danny I was fine, happy even, but something was missing. After Danny, even after losing him, I know what it feels like to be completely loved. That's worth all the pain. 3 years after Danny died, I'm standing at his grave again. It's become ritual, visiting on important dates. Today would have been our 5-year anniversary. Bring his favorite flowers, sit on the grass. Hey you, I made it 3 years without you, can you believe it? I'm engaged now, different girl than I mentioned before. Her name's Lisa, you'd like her. We're thinking about moving to Portland. My company offered a transfer. I'm not sure yet. Feels like leaving you behind even though I know that's silly. Wind picks up, rustling the tree above me. Choose to interpret that as Danny giving his opinion. I miss you constantly. There's not a day that goes by where I don't think about you. But I'm happy, actually genuinely happy, the way you wanted me to be. I got that promotion at work, bought a house, adopted a dog, all the things we talked about doing together. I'm living enough for both of us. Trace his name on the headstone like I always do. Danny Martinez, beloved son, friend, and partner. His mom insisted on that last part. Below his name and dates, he mattered. Simple but true. Sun is setting, sky turning orange and pink. I should go, Lisa's making dinner, but I'll be back soon. Stand up, brush grass off my pants. I love you, Danny. Thank you for everything. Walk to my car, look back one more time. His grave is peaceful under the tree, exactly how he wanted. Drive away thinking about our story. It was short, only 2 years together before cancer took him. But those 2 years were the best of my life. We saved each other in different ways. I saved him from depression. He saved me from a life without knowing deep, real love. Some people never get that. We were lucky despite the ending. I'll carry him with me forever, in memories, in lessons learned, in how I love others. That's what he'd want, to matter beyond his death. He matters to me, always will. My face when I spent my childhood losing my best friend, my 20s finding him again and falling in love, and now my 30s learning to live without him while still loving him. That feeling when you saved someone's life but couldn't save them from dying, and now you have to figure out how to honor their memory by actually living the life they wanted you to have.